Well, let me explain something to you. The last thing Americans need to do right now is depend more on the federal government for anything other than the bare minimums. My biggest issue with Kathy Hochul's plan to spend taxpayer dollars on checks for households for groceries is that it increases our dependence, New Yorkers' dependence on the government. Think about it. Let's say you have a family of four. And without that $500 check every month coming in, or whatever it is, every quarter coming in from Governor Hochul, and you can't put groceries on your table. All right? So what do? What happens next? What happens when Kathy Hochul comes up with her next 15-second policy and the checks go away? That family, instead of adjusting their spending, or maybe, I don't know, going out and getting another job, or getting a better job, or getting an education so that the head of the household can get a better job to put food on the table. Instead of doing that, no, they just waited for the checks to come in. When the check stops, what happens? You're screwed. You're done. It's as bad as this may sound, the government is not your friend. And by supporting idiotic policies like doling out free checks to combat inflation and instead ignite inflation, all we're doing is increasing the government's stranglehold over the people. They've got you. They want you. They want your control over you. They want your power. If they know that people won't eat without their help, trust me, they will eventually do what it takes to get you to do it, or you'll starve. Besides, spending more money is the exact opposite way to combat inflation, Kathy. I'm pretty sure they teach that in like second grade, I think. Anyway, in other news, let's move on. Donald Trump just dropped another iconic truth. This one should be printed and framed in homes across the country. On Truth, he truthed this, quoting, "It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau." Yep, I said it right. Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. "I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariffs and trade," wink, wink, "the results of which will be truly spectacular for all, DJT." Now, if you didn't see what he was, that's the ultimate troll of the prime minister of the country to our north. The ultimate troll. Like, he joked about Canada becoming the 51st state. You know, Trump, he's wacky enough to maybe even push for this thing. I mean, people thought he was crazy when he said we'll build a wall, and guess what? He started to build a wall. It was working until the Democrats came in. Maybe they do want Canada to be 51, and maybe Mexico 52. I don't know. Not a horrible idea, really. People want to whine and complain about rants like this from Trump, but honestly, this is exactly what we need in America. Trump is hot on Canada right now, and while the whiny liberals want to call him a cyber bully, all the man is doing is exposing the fact that one of our neighbors has survived by leeching off us and our resources and this massive economic engine that the American people are. We're a $20 trillion engine that people like Canada, companies, governments like Canada and Mexico leech off. They suck off our money. They just take it. They take it. So Trump says, we'll put trade barriers up in Canada and Mexico. If you don't like it, too bad. Then drop the trade barriers on the stuff we're selling into Canada and Mexico. He's going to do it with China too. Folks, I remind you all the time, we truly do not hate the mainstream media enough. With the election behind us and nothing new to report about our absentee President Biden or his drunken loser of a VP, the clowns on CNN are back to what they do best, fear-mongering. Listen to this idiot rant about how she might get deported under Trump.
I might be deported because I'm a naturalized citizen. And Stephen Miller, who is Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff, has said that they're going to embark on a denaturalization program. So I could be deported, my citizenship could be taken away, and my children could be deported because they have birthright citizenship. So this is not what the country voted for. Let's be very clear.
Oh, good Lord, good Lord. You're naturalized. You're not getting deported, lady on CNN. And Stephen Miller isn't an evil man. He's doing exactly what he promised and Trump promised. Deport the illegals. And Joe Biden continued, and Kamala Harris, the borders are, continued to let people in, illegals in illegally. And they were warned, when Trump wins, you're going home. Stephen Miller is just enforcing the law that Trump laid down. Idiot lady on CNN. And by the way, keep it up. Maybe they will deport you. Just kidding. Don't call me. Don't sue me. Isn't it amazing that the executives over at CNN allow that type of garbage to reach a national audience, but then wonder why their ratings suck so bad? She's not going to get deported. The animals that Trump is going to boot are the ones who came here in waves, trafficked drugs, women, and children, and can't go to 7-Eleven without breaking a law. The thugs who assault civilians and police officers in Times Square. The invaders who leech off our government and spend our hard-earned tax dollars on new iPhones and Nike hoodies. Those are the violent, shameless leeches that will soon be shown the door back to the place they came from. Psst. CNN should focus less on spreading hate and lies and more on real news, like this story from Texas.
It's a breaking development in a story we first told you about yesterday. A Conroe elementary school teacher is no longer employed after denying first grade students access to the restroom. That news coming to us in the last hour or so from the school district. Parents shared a message from the Bartlett elementary teacher with KHOU 11 News. It said students lost privileges after a restroom badge was lost. The message went on to say several students wet themselves. Conroe ISD says it is committed to supporting impacted students and families.
I mean, I don't know about you, but if my kid came home and said, this teacher made me wet myself because they wouldn't let me use the bathroom, I go ballistic. I go apeshit. Sorry. I truly hope that under Donald Trump will finally revive the standard that was once set for our education system in America. We're sliding, folks. We're getting beat by third world countries. I couldn't believe this story. A first grade teacher lets students literally, quote, wet themselves as they cried and begged to use the bathroom. That psycho should be institutionalized or worse. Our schools used to be second to none. America was known for our excellent public and private education systems and opportunities across all 50 states. Unfortunately, COVID changed a lot of things, and Democrats used that opportunity to grab our educators by the throats, enforcing them to push masks and vaccines instead of shapes, colors, and adding 2+2. The COVID bounce back is like 3 years late at this point. Our education system remains a hollow shell of what it once was. You have sicko teachers like that one in Texas practically abusing first graders as they cry at their desks. We all know about the drag queen story time and the transgender indoctrination in health classes and other. But enough is enough, right? Education is imperative. The U.S. needs to get this S together. I've been using that word too much, right? Get their shit together before we produce another undereducated generation of liberal congresswomen and Starbucks baristas.